They will look you in there and say, Mommy, I don't think that makes sense. Makes sense? Your daughters, because sun yi karatu, sun waye, they socialize, they know they can think for themselves. Zamaninsu daban ne da naki, those considerations naki are never their considerations. Ko ba haka ba? So da mu iyayenmu just got a good man and say, okay, aure shi, Allah ya sa albarka. And we married them and we stayed. And the men were good to us. They said, your father was good to me. Kun gane what I'm saying? But it doesn't work like that now. Because the age is different, the generation is different, the socialization is different, the world is different today. Even the globalization, we live in a global village. So she knows what you as a mother you don't know. So how can you be a guide on something you don't know? So the best you can do is say, remind her, whatever it is that you are looking in that man, make sure that the most important things you must look for is dinun wa khuluq. Let that person be religious, and I mean religious. There's nothing good. There's no civilization in a Muslim woman going for a non-Muslim man. Ba wani love, please. Kuna ji magana ta? Did you hear what I said? It is haram in our deen. You have no excuse to marry somebody who is a non-Muslim. Under the guise why to ban samu miji ba, I couldn't get myself one, or I love him, yana da kirki, yana ba, he allows me in ya addini na, to Allah bai yadda mu haka ba. Please, am I communicating? Ana gane me nake faɗa? So dinun ba kuma kawai ai musulmi bane, an ba sai shekara bai je masallaci ba, wannan ba mai addini ba. So a san wani masallaci yake sallah. Salloli biyar din nan yana zuwa masallaci ko kuma yana hada sallolin biyar ne duka yayi su da daddare. Of course, kun gane me nake faɗa. Dinun ya zama yana da addini. Ana Ramadan din nan yana Ramadan. In yana da arzikin ya je hajji ya je hajji. In yana da arzikin ya bada zakka ya bada zakka. Dinun ya zama yana da addini, musulmi ne. Sannan na biyu, wa khuluq, yana da kyakkyawan hali. Kun ji me nace? Sound moral character. Sound. He is respectful, he is responsible, he doesn't smoke wee ne ake cewa ko? Wee. He doesn't do cocaine, he doesn't do all those things. Don't go and bring somebody who does cocaine, believe, no, I will change him. When did you become a rehabilitation center? And in the end, if care is not taken, a lot of our daughters have been initiated into kai ma sai ka je ana akoya maka ka sha. Haka ne ko ba haka ba? Hello? Kun ji me na faɗa? Ba a ganin shi yana zuƙa tabar wiwi. Ba a ganin shi a kun san inda suke buya ai, irin ramin nan. Daji. Yawwa. Idonsa wani iri daga ka gani akwai matsala. Kun gane ai? Bai da mutunci, yana iya farɗa mutum wuka, yana iya mai irin wayannan irin ɗabi'u, yana sata, yana mai dinin wa khuluqin ji manzon Allah. Kuma farin magana ta nace muku, if you choose anything different from what Allah and His Prophet has chosen for you, the end is regret. Duk wannan ƙaryar nisan shi nake yi, wallahi ba na iya bacci in bai kira ni ba, wallahi kaza menene, wane ne. In the end, in aka bar ki kika yi wannan auren, sai kin zo kina nadama. So the parents must stand their ground and insist that yes, we are not going to force you to marry a man you don't love, amma kake ka mana dan wiwi. Say it. Kun gane ai? I remember my mother, may Allah have mercy on her, my late mother. She never went to school. But I'm still battling to do even half of what my mother did. Kun ji me nace? Bata je makaranta ba. Amma har yanzu in terms of morality, in terms of uprightness, in terms of kindness, wallahi har yanzu ban iya yin 2/10 of what my mother did in life. She was naturally a wonderful woman. And you know what she used to say? I want to share this with you. You know, kun san lokacin mu in that time in 80s ana zuwa taɗi ne da daddare ko? Kun sani ai ba chatting. To kuma in za a zo taɗi din, somebody must accompany him. Ku ga addini. He will come with his friend. And as we are going to, they will give us somebody who will watch what is happening. Amebo from the house will follow us. You know. So she will go. And then when the man comes, he will stand there near your seat. The friend will stand there. And then me, I will turn like this. Abun rashin kunya ne ma for me to look at the man in the eye. So when he speaks, maybe the best I can do is to do like this with my head. Haka ne some of you kun san abin da ya faru ai. In ya bada abu ba zan karba ba, amma mu yanzu ka saya min kati, ka saya min anko, saya min suya, zan ci shawarma, zan ci pizza. So he's tired. You have become when my ATM, when he has become your ATM. I see them writing on Facebook. When kun zama ATM. So the man in zai tafi zai bada kuɗi ba zan karɓa ba, wannan yarinyar za a ba wa ƴar ƙaramar. Kun gane? Ita ma dan bata nata na kashewa. Sai mu tafi. So I remember that was my mother was coming from that time when it was much better than our time. So if we go out like Anzo taɗi za a aure mu and we stay for more than 1 hour, my mother will yab us, and before everybody touch, I'm sure this man yana aikin yellow fever ne ko? So hajiya yellow fever kamar ya tace to mun ba da hannu yake ba, how can you stand and be talking for 1 hour? You know, my mother felt that to stand with a man, boy me kuke faɗa har ma ai ƙarya, that he will be lying. Some of you, lokacin ana free call from 12 to 4 ake hira, and you keep wondering me ake faɗa. Every day, your daughters, when you open their room, you know, ana comfort. And so, lies. Because when you talk too much, you lie. So, har background muke samu inda he will think we are rich. Shi ma ya nemi background, deception. You understand what I'm talking about? So, dinun wa khuluq, moral character. He respects elders. He is good to the young ones. He knows his responsibility. As a man, he knows that in your he should feed you. He should home you, house you. He should give you shelter. He should clothe you. When you're sick, ya kai ki asibiti. Irin auren da muka fito daga shi kenan, shi aka yi muka ga iyayen mu sun yi. Some of us mu ma muka dan taba somewhere around that time. Amma yanzu, he wants to marry you because your father is rich. He wants your father to give him a job. Hello? He wants to steal your money. He wants to steal your money. And so he does all kinds of lyrics. I love you. You are the love of my life. You are my last bus stop. The day I saw you, that was when I knew happiness. You are the definition of wanene, menene. All lies. Abin da yake so to take what he can take from you and then leave you. Do you get what I'm saying? So it is important that yana da hali. And how can you know yana da hali? You must search. You must find out. You must ask people who are close to that man. So it is the duty of the parents now to investigate. Whoever comes, yana neman auren yarku, or the daughter introduces the man to you, then the parent, the father and the mother, the father can do it from the side of the father of the man, and then the mother as women, we should also know why it was. Let me tell you something I know, not that I read, but I think I have come to learn. Doctor, I am now more concerned about the character and the attitude of mother-in-law than the father-in-law. I am more concerned about who the mother is than who the father is. Because mothers, women make home, and women break home. And children are a replication. If you look at a child, 70% of what the child does, most of the time, the mother ya koya. So if you marry a son that has a responsible mother, I'm sure, I'm telling you, I'm 70 to 80% sure that you live a happy married life. But if you marry a man that his mother, even if he's responsible, but the mother is irresponsible, I am telling you, what a small hell in this world before Allah kiyaye na gaba. She will make hell out of your life. So don't just be looking for who the husband is, but also look who is the mother. And is the mother in agreement that her son should marry you, or you want to prove love, whether she likes it or not? For how long? Hello, am I please communicating? So the mother-in-law is as important as the husband. And I will share this personal story with you. Kuna jina? A binciki uwar miji kamar yadda ake bincikan waye miji. Domin uwar miji tana da ƙarfi wajen aure, ko ya mutu ko ya zauna. Wani auren kuna son zama, in uwar ba ta so, wallahi haka za ku rabu. Ba sallama, yayi nan keki nan. Haka dai ko ba haka ba? And let me give you I will share a personal example of my life. Alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed me with 5 daughters. Ina da 'ya'ya 5 mata. Alhamdulillah. 3 suna aure. A yanzu da nake magana ina da jikoki 8. Alhamdulillah. So at least na san some ups and downs of aure. Ba zan ce na sani daga wadan aure wato wani irin abu ne har ka koma ga Allah ba za ka gama gane shi ba. Sallu ala nabiyil karim. Har mu mutu ba za mu iya gane aure ba. Ba wanda ya master ya zama professor a aure, kai dai wanda ka dan iya ka gane. Am I right? Okay, I have this daughter. Amongst my daughters, she's an economist. So sun yi aure da miji, initially they are all young. I think he was 1 year older. Ana ta kiti. Kun gane ai? Rikici. And then the usual Khadija, so one day I said, Kai, I took the phone, I said, hello? Kai, do Allah ya isa ni kar ku jani, don't drag me, ba kwa san auren a tafi Arabu kawai. Ba wai auren ya mutu ba, but I will transfer your job somewhere. I was so radical to say that. Hello? Kuna jina? But something happened that changed the situation. His mother picked the phone, said to Kirani. You know why I'm telling you this? Most of the time we learn more from stories, personal stories. His mother called me, and the voice, yanda ta yi magana ma, Assalamu alaikum, ina wuni hajiya, with all the annoyance and whatever, I had to calm down. Hajiya ai haƙuri, yaran nan sai haƙuri. Bai kyauta ba. So she took the blame and accepted that her son was not right. Bai kyauta ba. Kuma ni ma gaskiya na masa magana. Amma ki yi haƙuri. Ita ma ina ba ta haƙuri. Tana ƙoƙari. Now that conversation changed the whole thing. To the extent now that whatever happens now, I will simply call the mother and tell her, kin lura da kaza da kaza da kaza, sai ta ce to kaza I will do. Ita ma sometimes when something happens she'll call me. So now the conversation is between me and the mother, and it's always on the good of the 2 of them. And I assure you, I think they have transformed into something that I never thought would happen. So why? Because in my life, in my entire life, uwar miji, not outside my own home, I have never seen a mother like that, a mother-in-law of my daughter. She will always bless her. She will always bless her children. She will be the first person to call her son out when she feels he's wrong. You get what I'm saying? So Nima, I have no option but to call my daughter out too. Hello, kun gane ai? So in uwar miji ta nuna a'a ba wai a'a dan ta kar ai masa kaza, ita ma ta bi baya ba, kun gane me nake faɗa? So it was since then. Sallu ala nabiyil karim. So since then I learned a lesson. So if somebody comes yana son auren yarki dan Allah, ku ji tsoron Allah, ku dubi gaba, ku dubi zuri'a, a bincike addininsa kamar da manzon Allah ya ce, idza atakum man tardawna dinahu wa khuluquhu fazawwijuhu. In kuka yadda da addininsa, mai addini ne, ya cika yana addini sosai, wannan bai isa ba. Wai kuluka kuma mutum dai mai mutunci, fa zawwijuhu, manzo Allah yace in ji ni nayi muku umarni ku ba wa wannan mutumin aure. Illa taf'alu, manzo Allah yace idan iyaye kuka kin haka, yana da mutunci yana da addini, kuka hana shi aure domin ba yi da kuɗi ko ba yi da position, to takun fitnatun fil ardi wa fasadun arid, za ku ga fitintunu akan ƙasa da barna mai yawa. Me muke gani yanzu? Me muke gani yanzu? Nobody even wants to get married. Very few people suke son aure. Why? Because mun ki biyayya, mun ki ta'a ga manzon Allah sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam. Ina fata da Allah kuna ganewa. Now on maganan hali, kyakkyawan hali, Imam Ali sirkin manzon Allah, mijin wa kenan? Mijin wa? Sayyida Fatima. Yace fala tusahib akhal jahli fa iyyaka wa iyyahu fa kam min jahilin arda haliman hina akhahu yuqasu al mar'u bil mar'i idha ma al mar'u ma shahu wa li shay'i min al shay'i maqayisun wa ashbahu. Yace fala tusahib akhal jahli, dan Allah musulmi namiji ko musulma mace, do not be friends with people who are foolish. Why? The ignorant. You know the ignorant? The ignorant is that person, that friend that you have. The day the kuka yi fada, you misunderstand one another, the whole of your secret will be on the street. You know there are friends like that. Simple misunderstanding. She will say, Aida mana rufa miki asiri. This is exactly what happened. Kaza, kaza, kaza. So Imam Ali said, Fala tusahib akhal jahli. This kind of people, do not make friends with them. فَإِيَّاكَ وَإِيَّاهُ, he said, beware of going close to people that are foolish, people that are ignorant. فَكَمْ مِنْ جَاهِلٍ أَرْضَى حَلِيمًا هِينَ أَخَاهُ. He said, a lot I have seen in my life, Imam Ali said, I have seen many times in my life somebody who was one time good, but because of association with a bad person, he has turned bad. A son you've given birth to, a wonderful son, a kind son, who loves you, who does good for you. Because of the mistake of the kind of wife he chose, she has transformed him into a monster. He doesn't want to see the mother now. He doesn't want to come and greet you as his mother. When you come, when the mother visits, she will tell the son he is sleeping. Have you ever seen something like that? Kun taba ji ko ba ku ji ba? Kuna kannansa ba ku isa ku zo gidan ba? The only people in the house and wanta. Am I right? فلا تصاحب أخ الجهل فإياك وإياه. A good husband will to return back. So also kin IPRK, good one, you train her well, mai mutunci, ta je ta auri wani dan, ba da ce dan iska ba. No, ban ce dan iska ba. Ta je ta auri wani gashi nan kawai. Daga baya ta zama what you don't know. Kuna gani ko ba ku taba gani ba? So fakam min jahilin arda haliman hina akhahu. Okay. Yukasul mar'u bil mar'. They said you know a person by the kind of people he keeps around him. Haka ne? Am I right? Laraba suna cewa anil mar'i la tas'al wasal an qarinihi fa kullu qarinin bil maqarini yaqtadi. That don't even waste your time trying to understand who a person is. Just go and look at his friends, associates, the kind of people that stay around him. Domin me fa kullu qarinin bil maqarini yaqtadi, because every human being has a tendency during socialization to behave like others, like the other people who are around him. So again, as mothers, and Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said something that is so catchy. He said, Al-mar'u ma'a man ahabba. Mutum yana tare da wanda yake so. Kun ji magana nan? Al-mar'u ma'a man ahabba. Mutum a lahira gobe kiyama zai tashi da wanda yake so ne. Meaning be careful wa kika zaba kike so. And a dan adam a rayuwar mu waye the closest person to us? Is it the mother? Is it the father? Is it the children? No. The children will leave. The parents, you will leave them. The closest person to you as a woman is your husband. And the closest human being to your husband is you, his wife. Kun gane? Wata rana manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wa sallam yana karatu, an sauke wata aya. Sallu ala nabiyil karim.